told you. So festive. So much aloha in that. Think if we keep the noise coming, we can get Troy Lee out here as well as Cam Zink. Cam, where are you at, buddy? There he comes. Troy, thank you for that burrito. It was the best burrito I ever had, by the way.
It was a good burrito.
Yeah, that was a really good burrito. All right, buddy. Okay. I absolutely love this short. Where did the inspiration, which, by the way, you got like Magnum PI acting chops. I was very impressed. How did this idea, how did it come to fruition?
I don't know. We moved to Maui a year and a half ago, and I started kind of stewing on the idea of what I could do, and washed up, right? I'm the oldest, one of the oldest guys out there, and just decided to have some fun with it, get creative, just lean into the whole theme of an old guy, and actually, there's some fairly gnarly stuff in there, but it was almost refreshing doing an edit to where I wasn't like risking my life on everything. So on a couple fronts, but then just having fun with it and kind of toying with people. And it's ironic that it came out right before Rampage, and it's
yeah. And speaking of risking life and limb, just won Red Bull Rampage this year. How old are you now?
37, the oldest one to ever do it.
Yeah, and what average age of the competitors, like young 20s, right?
Yeah. It's a young man's game, but like kind of like big mountain skiing and snowboarding. It's a little bit and surfing, I guess, as well. It's a little bit older crowd, but the average age is probably 24 or 25 out there.
So Troy, I know you've got a lot of talented athletes in your stable. How's the relationship been with Cam and watching him just continue to soar?
No, it's been amazing, man. We were just talking about tonight. We started a lot of years ago.
I was telling, I think it was 2003 or 4 that I was on helmets officially, but been officially on Troy Lee gear for 17 plus years, but like helmets for 20 now.
And he's always just been a pleasure to, he's always just goes for it every time. So even this little film I just saw right now, I was like, okay, what am I expecting? And I'm like, he just shocked me, so it was cool. It was just to see something fun.
I'm trying to shock everyone with my creativity too, Like that was self-produced. So it's a lot of work to go on the back end, and had the help from really good friends in the industry, like Jeremy Grant directed it, and Calvin Huth shot it and did color, and some good new friends on Maui to do some acting, and to also do some additional filming. So it's a beauty of life, right? Just taking advantage of all of your best relationships and doing something cool with your best friends.
Well, any special requests that Cam has when you do a new helmet for him, or do you just always kind of surprise him?
No, he for sure puts some input into it. Just goes, hey, this is what I'm thinking, and gives me a great foundation to start with. So we've known each other for a long time, so it's pretty easy to kind of come up with something cool.
He probably doesn't remember, but in the earlier years, it was one of my main goals, because as a Grom, you're like, you don't care about getting paid. I just want to have a custom Troy Lee helmet. And I heard about Steve Pete sitting down with him and having a 6-pack of beer and going over a helmet. And I was like, that is one of the things that I want more than anything. So first helmet, sat down, he was just like, oh yeah, we'll just do something quick. But over the years, he grew to know me.
It's a little bit more detailed and
be
more
a little
personal.
more not just like, oh, all right, I got things, I got kids to pick up. It's like, now we take the time, and it's like literally my best pieces of art on this planet are helmets painted by him, or at least designed by him.
And you keep them all, right?
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
Have every single helmet. Throw goggles, geared, everything, bikes, but helmets. Have every single one.
I know, Troy, you're a fan of the sport. I mean, deep down, you always have been. Do you ever have kind of like some fan out or like geek out moments where you're like, I can't believe I'm sponsoring these guys.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, just to hang out with them and ride today, so we just still know each other. Like, dude, we're having an event. Come down, just to ride and have dinner and share a couple drinks and start working on. It's fun to always work on something new, And he just keeps going, man. He's just always charging. I love that. Love working with athletes that are always just charging.
Trying to just prolong the inevitable, right? Trying to just keep it going as long as possible.
I don't know how you do it, Cam. I remember you and I had a conversation a couple rampages back, and I think you were talking about fear, how you compartmentalize fear. Can you share a little bit about that? Because I think we're trying to understand how it is that you are able to do what you do, especially watching your run at this year's Rampage. I don't even know how you get in that headspace, but.
I don't know. I always looked up to the kids that were, a little bit more courageous backflipping off of a cliff into water or something, even at a young age. But I didn't have it innately. Like I was one of the scared kids. And somewhere along the line, I just grew to enjoy it and find a way to overcome it. And then the reward you get from it, no matter what contest or sponsors or monetary, compensation you're going to get from it, it's the greatest feeling in the world of like being scared of something or figuring it out, making sense in your head and overcoming it. And I guess that's just stuck with me forever. And now it's how I feed my family. There's all these other parts to it. So it's still the same core feeling of doing the best that I can. And so I don't want to teach my kids as well. If fear is in your way, don't let it deter you from doing what you really want to do. And that only amplifies the reward personally. And then, there's other byproducts. Like you might get to make a living out of it. You might get to go on cool trips and all these, but like that core feeling of overcoming the self-doubt and the fear of whatever is the best part. And it's always been the core, like you said, I guess compartmentalize it. Is the juice worth the squeeze? All right, we're going to figure a way out.
With all the success and all the podiums, where did this last Rampage, where does it sit for you and why?
It's number one without a doubt, because we used to have the FMB World Tour back when Rampage was part of it, or it was more than just slopestyle.
It was a diamond stop at that point.
Yeah, so I won on top of my only other Rampage win. I won the world title. So even with that extra accolade, I didn't have my kids waiting for me at the finish line. So to be able to share this moment when at some point I was like, I might be too old, I might be just actually washed up to where they're never going to see me win the big one. It's like a major in golf, like Rampage or Crankworx slopestyle. Are they ever going to see me do this again? So to have them there with me and enjoy it with them is number one, 100%. And obviously my wife, who makes it all possible as well.
Yeah, he's got two rambunctious Groms. Yeah, and rumor has it you might be moving to Laguna, San Clemente.
That's the plan. Yeah,
Troy, can you push him a little bit?
For sure, or I'll send him to Portugal.
Yeah, Troy's splitting time, but yeah, that's the plan. I mean, like you guys, I have such good friends down here, you too, and mine as well, and I don't know. We will most likely be here in early summer, and looking forward to it.
Okay, well, we hope that you continue to push the envelope. I mean, we love watching you ride. You bring such a vigor and a fearlessness and just a rawness to your riding. So it's been really, really just so much enjoyment watching you over the years. Just continue to rip, my friend.
I appreciate it. That's one of the other greatest things I've ever heard is people like genuinely being happy and like not really expecting what's going to happen and like looking for the unexpected. So I appreciate that. That means the world.
The best is I watched this year's Rampage. My mom was in the kitchen and trying to explain, and she was losing it, like worried for you the whole time. And I was trying to explain, no, mom, he's got this, trust me.
How does he know where he's going?
Yeah, I know, it was so enjoyable. Well, I know we're going to be getting into Nothing's for Free. Have you seen it yet?
I haven't.
You haven't. So this is the history of free riding. I believe we have Derek Westerlin, Richie Schley, and Hans Ray. Are you guys? We'll bring those guys out. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Troy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.